The City of Soundsville. I peaked my mic, hang on.
You really did.
The City of Soundsville is the name of this podcast, and as always, I am your host, Shadow Streak, and joined by me is...
RJ App.
And we are back with another exciting, brand spanking new episode of the City of Soundsville podcast, where we're going to be talking about more Season 3 episodes. Specifically, Season 3, episode... Is this episode 6?
This is episode 5.
Episode 5? Wait, it's 5? Are you sure it's 5?
Yeah.
Well, my voice cracked there horribly. Yeah, it is 5. You're right. I lost track. Also, my cat is distracting me. But yeah, so before we get into that, RJ, do you have any exciting news or exciting things to talk about that might be in the current topic of conversation? I know there's one in particular I can think of that's relevant now that in like 5 or 6 months might not be when this episode comes out, but do you have anything?
So that's news to me because I do not have news today.
You don't have any news today whatsoever at all? Zero?
No, what are you talking about?
Warner Brothers going up for sale?
We did touch on that last time.
We did?
Yeah, a little bit.
What did you say? I don't remember.
We were talking about more Powerpuff Girls, and I said, well, you know, it might be on Netflix again, considering the deal.
Oh, okay.
So we touched on it. Do you have any more thoughts on it?
Well, Paramount's also entered the picture, so there's the potential that if Paramount ends up getting it, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon will be under the same umbrella.
Oh, yeah.
That's wild to think about.
I mean, like, you know, I don't want to say I don't care, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but RJ, they can make that commercial from, like, the early 2000s come true, where Double D and Johnny Bravo weren't supposed to be there, but they were, and then they told them to go somewhere else.
Well, now they have to be there, so they don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Do
you think here? This is actually
encourage also.
This is actually a genuine question that semi ties into that. But like, do you think that either of these scenarios would happen? And how would you? No, let me rephrase the question. How would you feel if either of these scenarios happened with Cartoon Network? Because obviously we can't speak for the future of Powerpuff Girls specifically, but like. Obviously, the network that kind of owns it, we can. How would you feel first if Cartoon Network died entirely? Let's say this purchase goes through and they're like, Cartoon Network's off the air. It's done. It's over. How would you feel?
I mean, it's sad for the sake of history. It doesn't really affect me personally that much at this point.
Bingo, and that's how I feel too.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, it's not that... I think it's probably generally upsetting. It won't really affect me. Which is, I guess, a selfish statement, but, like, you know, I'm not going to be distraught if they take it away. It's just going to be like, oh, you know, that sucks.
Here's my thing, right? Cartoon Network hasn't been good in over, like, at this point, we're approaching... I mean, at this point, we're, like, 10 years from the silver
you know what?
age.
Actually, that's interesting you say that, because it really... The network does suck at this point, and it's like... It's funny because, like, 10 years ago, or, like, even 5 years ago, I would have made fun of myself for saying, like, a kid's network sucks, because, like, you know, I would say, I'd be self-aware about it. It's like, yeah, of course it sucks, but at this point, most cable channels just suck. The vast majority of cable just sucks now.
Most of them do, yes.
Because, you know, they just air one show because they're so desperate for ratings. They're just like, okay, what show gets the tiniest smidgen of ratings? Let's just air that all day. And, you know, they used to have shows that they played a lot, but, like, that is just television now. You know, I don't know. I mean, Comedy Central has good reruns of shows I like. That's really it. Like, yeah, most cable networks are, like, pretty horrible right now. Especially Cartoon Network. I mean, Adult Swim, I guess, has interesting stuff, right? I guess that would be upsetting, right? But, you know, Adult Swim being, like, a full-fledged network I don't think that's ever not possible, right?
Sorry, I'm back. I was handling my cat. She was wanting food. To answer, or that actually ties into my second question, which was, what if they just rebranded Cartoon Network into just Adult Swim the whole time? Like, they don't do the split thing.
Well, I mean,
they just say, all right, this is Adult Swim now.
The ethical problem is maybe there's some, probably very few kids, but some kids who might tune into it, like, you know, tune into Adult Swim expecting Cartoon Network. But other than that, you know, obviously that's a good idea because Adult Swim has a lot of programming since they started. A lot of stuff people probably want to see.
I also feel like, I mean, I can't speak for during the day, but like, at least the few people that do still use cable, like, Adult Swim is a very likely channel they're going to turn on late at night.
And Adult Swim is really like one of the only like things on cable that still puts effort into like programming.
Yeah,
So
that's also
they'll put,
true.
they still put effort into their IDs. They put effort into their bumpers. They're strategic with with the stuff that they air. They're one of the only, like, kind of like Cartoon Network used to be. They still kind of do that. So, it would be a shame
Well,
if Adult Swim was.
the fun thing is, RJ, is a lot of the people that run Adult Swim were the people that ran Cartoon Network back
Right.
then.
Well, I mean, Mike Lazo was gone, but
True,
right.
but yeah, I mean that was only recent and recent.
Which,
Obviously,
by the
been
way,
a handful
Cartoon
of
Network
years, but
Atlanta is still there, so that aspect of them are, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cartoon Network is still there in Atlanta. Yeah, so at least that aspect of Cartoon Network never went away, and hopefully
Yeah.
it doesn't ever go away, even if
It
they
might
change the
after it gets
branding.
bought.
And one of the reasons I don't really care if they end, like, if Cartoon Network as a channel ends, is because, like, you're already fired, like, a bunch of people and, like, canceled a bunch of productions. So I don't really care about the Cartoon Network brand name that much. Like, I have a connection with it. I have somewhat of emotional attachment to it, but, like, who cares about, like, Cartoon Network specifically?
Yeah, I don't care about the network. I have not cared about the network in like a decade almost. Honestly, the last time I cared about the network, it's because I cared about the awful things that they were doing with a certain show that shall not be named. That's the last time I cared. Once that ended and I moved on in my video career and all that, like, I have not cared about this network. And I mean, even beyond that, I have not cared about Cartoon Network truthfully since like 2013, 2014 era.
Right.
But since then, I have not cared. Like, their Silver Age was nice. It was like, oh man, maybe it's hopeful. And then it just got worse again. And it's like, what a unfortunate like history just from beginning to end. Like, it's like it had its peaks, it had its valleys, but like, man, it's just kind of a shame how it's like it's going out. A lot of outside of its control, because it's just the parent company and the parent company leadership that are making decisions that are basically killing it. Yeah, it's just unfortunate, really, because it's like, even on streaming, Cartoon Network seems to be like getting the short end of the stick when it comes to presence. I mean, we talked about it before, but like earlier in 2025, like a bunch of Cartoon Network shows were just pulled from the service completely, including Powerpuff.
Yeah, which I believe is because I'm sure they're planning something, but it stinks. But like, I don't really, at this point, I don't really care about like the brand. Are you yelling at your cat? Are you okay?
No, I was sneezing. Sorry.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you were like screaming and then getting cut off. But yeah, I mean, Cartoon Network was really nice, and like, really, what I want, even if it's not Cartoon Network, really want is something that at least takes up the space that Cartoon Network left for creativity, but that was also profitable and had wide distribution and could provide a lot of jobs. With the same sort of creative philosophy, that's what we really want, even if it isn't Cartoon Network.
Do we have anything like that currently?
I highly doubt it. I mean, I'm not in the industry, but I highly doubt it. Netflix, like, a lot of stuff tried to be Cartoon Network for a while. Disney TVA sometimes wants to be like Cartoon Network. Netflix wanted to be Cartoon Network for a little bit, and then that quickly ended. I don't know. Craig says he feels like he's back at the old studio in doing stuff for Cartoon Network. What is it? I guess it's Hanna-Barbera now, Europe, which is kind of weird, but and I don't even know. That might be a remote production. I'm not even sure of the details of where that Foster's reboot is being produced. I don't know. Craig says he's having a lot of freedom with that, but I don't know. But yeah, like the actual channel, I mean, like I don't care. It's like talking about Toys R Us. Like, I hate. It's mostly I hate the people who lost their jobs. I don't know. I'm not really going into Toys R Us, so like I'm not gonna cry at night. But like, shame that that option isn't there for kids.
Yeah.
And also, I guess cable.
I hear you.
Cable and like having things that are specific for children is really a good thing for society. Because, like, if you're using YouTube, you could also get sucked into stuff that isn't for kids and isn't as friendly. But
Well, that's basically what has happened.
That has happened already, so, it'd be nice, more things you could just put on for your kids and, they're pretty safe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like we thought some Cartoon Network shows were edgy, but like, they're all pretty tame compared to stuff online. But yeah, those are really
Yeah.
my thoughts about it.
That's fair. Well, I'm glad that was a good topic of conversation we could open with. Because, yeah, I mean, I'm basically on the same boat. Like, Cartoon Network is, Cartoon Network's pretty dead to me at this point. Like, I haven't watched it. I can't even remember the last time I watched something live. I think it was 2017, probably. And if it was more recent than that, I don't remember. Literally have not watched that channel at all.
The
I
last thing
haven't
live I
paid
must
for
have
cable
watched was
since I graduated college, and even when I was in college, I didn't pay for cable. I didn't even use it. Like, the last time I watched television was 2014, basically.
yeah, I mean,
Because, yeah.
last thing I watched, maybe I watched something on Adult Swim. I don't know, maybe some rerun or probably maybe an episode of OKKO. Maybe I caught live. That's probably the last time I really watched it live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, So that's really it.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm glad we opened with that then. All right. So we're going to get into this week's episode pairing, season 3, episode 5, as we established at the beginning. Starting with the first of the 2 episodes, this is Gettin Twiggy with it. Obviously a play on words of the song Gettin Jiggy with it.
Yeah.
Basically, in this episode, the Pokeoke's pet hamster, who was alluded to in Stuck Up and Away when Princess showed up in her first episode.
And called him the smelly, mangy little rat.
Yes. In this episode, Miss Keene basically pulls a raffle drawing or whatever to determine whichever student gets to take Twiggy home for the weekend. And this weekend, it ends up being Mitch Mitchelson's turn. And so the whole episode basically centers around the girls not wanting Twiggy to go with Mitch because they think that Mitch is going to abuse the poor thing, which he does.
Oh, he does.
And then and that's like most of the episode. And then towards the very end, Twiggy basically gets flushed down the toilet and then becomes radioactive, comes back and basically chases Mitch. And then that's the end of the episode, and Twiggy is forever an abomination.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much.
How do you feel about this episode, RJ? How do you feel about it?
I kind of
Be
don't
honest.
feel one way or the other about it. I mean, I think it's kind of a weaker segment. There's stuff I like about it. The most I like
Mhm.
about it is Chris Riccardi's boarding. I think this is a really nice looking episode, and that's really the only reason I come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It is a nice looking episode. You're not wrong.
yeah, a lot of great backgrounds and drawings of the characters. Amazing drawings of Mitch, actually, too.
Mm-hmm. Some of those faces are pretty
Yeah, I love
exaggerated.
Bubble saying he does look really sorry, and there's just this up close shot of him crying, which I always like.
Yeah.
There's some gags I like. Are you also asking like how I feel about the sadism of the treatment of Twiggy?
Well, I just meant the episode in general, but if you want to talk about that, we can.
I mean, I'm sure some people can't watch this because of animal mistreatment. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I've seen be kind of just the biggest knock against it is people who just don't enjoy that. And it's like, I mean,
I
get
understand that. Yeah, I could understand that. I'm not, I don't know if I could really defend that. I mean, I don't. It's a cartoon, and I don't care that much. But I could see that there's the character Twiggy really doesn't deserve what happened to him.
Nope.
I mean, Mitch, I guess, deserves that, but
we'll get more upset at the fact that the criminal mime that did something evil and actually has to go to jail gets hit.
Yeah, I think people should put their energy
Get upset
into
about that.
defending Twiggy.
Honestly, that's my take. Because I mean, we've talked about that ending, and like I said, like that the rainbow ending doesn't bother me. This bothers me more than that does, and I feel like there's a lot of misplaced complaining between those 2 episodes. But
Yeah, and I mean, like, if we're gonna talk about mean-spirited,
I don't.
That's very mean-spirited.
Yeah, no, I mean, this episode is I don't know. I don't find it funny. I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 like gags in the mix that are funny, but I don't find the concept or the episode as a whole to be very funny.
Yeah, because
And I think that's why it gets lost.
when you break it down, because what is it? It's just like we're just supposed to laugh in all the ways he tortures a hamster. I mean, it's kind of if you want like cartooning that's like kind of sick, like almost like Adult Swim stuff. I mean, I guess these are those kind of gags, but I don't know. It is painful to see like Twiggy getting flushed and looking like worried.
Yeah, like that's just cruel.
It is, yeah, it literally is cruel.
I mean, there's one point where he's gonna literally like take those electrical clamps and like clamp them onto Twiggy and just like shock him, like
Right. And there's
for
no
no reason, like
there's
no reason.
it's not like one of the villains where like he's I guess he's not even a jerk. He's just like a cute little hamster, literally.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they at least just like turned him back in another episode or something. But
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I'm
Yeah.
indifferent to it, but
It's like-
it is kind of painful to watch. I'll admit.
hmm Yeah, I'm not, like I said, like I don't hate this episode. I don't hate it. It's not like oh my god, this is the worst episode ever type thing, but it's like I'm not a fan of this. I don't really like it. I don't find it funny. I honestly think we could have gone without this episode existing and we could have gotten something else instead.
Sure, and I mean, like,
think
yeah,
that would've been a
it
better
isn't
play.
super funny either, to be honest. There's jokes in it that I like, but most of the story hinges on is just like don't do anything, Mitch. And then he says, all right, I won't do anything. Then they close the
And
door, and then he's
he
doing
does,
something.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the story hinges on. Not super exciting. Once again,
Yeah,
your
I mean,
fear
if
of Miss
we-
Keene
if-
starts this issue. Like, Tiggy would have been a normal hamster if he just went home with, Julie Bean or like Carrie Pitt.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. This is Miss Keene's fault again.
I thought that would
Oh
be the
my
first thing
gosh.
you said.
I can't believe, RJ, I can't believe I thought this character was good once upon a time. Miss Keene is terrible. Miss Keene's the worst character in this show. She's responsible for everything bad that happens in almost every episode she appears in.
Right.
What the heck?
Yeah, like, come on.
If she hadn't written that formula on time travel on the board, the girls wouldn't have absorbed it, and then they wouldn't have sped into
That's
the
right.
future in Speed Demon.
That's right.
It's all her fault again. Everything is her fault.
Here's another thing.
She singled out Mitch. She made him feel bad, so Patches took it upon himself to get revenge on her classroom by disturbing everything. Miss Keene was polite to Mitch from the get-go. Wouldn't have happened.
Right. I also
Crazy.
another question about like the kindergarten is
I'm being hyperbolic.
why is Franklin just in their class sometimes? Like the character Franklin from Peanuts. I'm pretty sure they just put him in episodes sometimes because he was in Mojob too, I believe.
I think it's just a reference.
Just a reference, but it's really funny. Out of all characters, they just keep putting.
I think my favorite part of this entire episode is when Harry Pitt waters a plant and he somehow gets water to defy gravity and like flow upward into.
You just saw that when you were playing the episode back. I did see that. That is a little awkward. It's a cute drawing of Harry Pitt, though. I'll say.
Yeah, I
Yeah, the
like the
characters
way
are
that
really
Harry Pitt
drawn.
can defy gravity.
The characters are just really appealing in this one, which I guess is my takeaway because the content isn't that great.
No, it's not. Elmer comes back though. We get to see Elmer again too.
He's not bullied in this one though.
I do appreciate. No, he's not. But that's because the hamster gets bullied instead. I do appreciate the fact that this show has like a consistent classroom kind of
Sometimes.
like student base. Like yeah, like they're not all the characters are in every episode. Like Floyd and Lloyd I don't think are in this episode. But like they're in other episodes,
There's no Mary in this one.
It's like there's no Mary in this one. Like I appreciate that like there is some consistency among the characters, but it's like yeah, we don't see them every episode, but like they're there, they're recurring kids with the girls.
There's
Like,
there's
I
no Mary here to
appreciate
say I want to take the hamster home, Miss Keene.
that. True.
That's what I want to have.
Where the heck are all the other token characters from the
Right.
drug PSA episode?
Which don't look
Where'd
like
they go?
kindergartners.
Yeah, why aren't they
I
here?
prefer these kids a little bit. I mean, I just say I like
Yeah. I could go for some chemical X right about now.
Right. I mean, like the pan to from Mitch to from the school to his trailer park home is nice. I mean, it's
I
it's
thought you were
down
gonna
a
say
little
the-
bit.
I thought you were going to say the pan where all the students are wanting to be picked, because Mitch is oddly brighter than everybody else on the screen.
Well, it's because he's the
It's a
top
weird
cell.
lighting thing that happened.
Cell. I'm pretty sure. It's
Yeah,
cell
I know, but
lighting, yeah.
it's a weird lighting thing that it's like,
I do like how the camera goes on him. He's like, yeah. It's like extreme.
Yeah.
I think Cartoon Network had like this thing later on where it was like I mean, I'm pretty sure they only made one because one is on the DVD where Mitch just says a bunch of stuff rocks.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it? Like, he just goes through a bunch of slides like, that's weak, lame, that rocks.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Tom Kenny was just like, please don't make me do that character again. It hurts my throat.
But he likes Popeye.
Yeah, it's really funny how, like, uncute that all the kids who aren't the Powerpuff Girls are in this show.
Right?
Like, so not cute.
It's almost like Big Eyes make something cuter or something.
It's big eyes, but also just, like, the voices. Like,
Oh, yeah, I mean, the voices and the mannerisms, but also there's Mary, so that, like, Mary skews everything far down, so, like...
Yeah, a lot of punching down, though. Yeah, the trailer part thing, it's punching down a little bit, you know. A nice background, though. I did laugh about him running past his grandma. Like, hey, grandma. It's a funny cartoon drawing. And I like the, yeah, it's a kind of a creepy scene, but I do like the Mitch Mitchelson theme that they have.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, the music's great, as
I
always.
love it,
Like,
yeah.
what else is a surprise? What else is new, though? Like,
Yeah, no, not
yeah,
a surprise at
music's
all,
awesome.
but I love it. I love it. And it always makes you forget, because I'm pretty sure those aren't actual guitars, but it sounds like actual guitars being played.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, like, these are all, like, electronic instruments. I guess I forgot. Well, they're samplers, you know. Like, it's very rare. I mean, I guess we'd have to ask Jim Venable, but I'm pretty sure, like, very few episodes of the show used any real instruments. All sampled music.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, great. Yeah, gosh. What else is there really to say with this?
I like the Speed Buggy cameo.
Speed Buggy. Oh, wait, that's not Speed
Yeah,
Buggy.
Wacky
That's just a
Races.
car.
Yes, it is. That's Speed Buggy, dude. Are you kidding me? It's the exact same color scheme. It's got the eye, like, headlights. Like, it's
Right.
Speed Buggy.
Also, that's his second appearance in a Cartoon Network show because he was in a Johnny Bravo episode.
Yeah,
Nice.
well, Hanna-Barbera references in Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
gore. I do like Blossom. Stop right there, sicko, and calling Mitch an accident, which I think is very called for.
You're an accident. Yeah, which is the better accident gag, by the way,
It's not.
than the other
It's-
one
no, it
that
is
gets
not.
quoted. No, it's better.
I'm
It's
just
better.
sick of the
I
other
love
one.
Blossom's aggression. Blossom's aggression is so
It
good.
is called for. I mean, it's another episode. It's just like Miss Keene is like the girls are right immediately about something, and then Miss Keene is wrong and causes problems for everybody.
Well, that's every episode with Miss Keene, as we've now established.
All right. Now, girls, don't stop the bomb. It'll be fine. Give the bomb a chance to.
Yeah, let it interact with all the other students.
Yeah, I know. It's alright. It's just nuclear waste, girls. Gosh. And I will say that, it is sick, but it's also cool sick that, Twiggy is a monster. And I love, like, I
The
just love,
design, you mean?
yeah, and I love the extreme cartooning of him, like, screaming at Mitch, and just, like, I don't know, I do find that chase sequence with Mitch is, like, that's, like, very horror movie-esque, I would say, and I really like it. So storyboarding, the pacing, and the music. You know, the ways the girls cut in.
I mean, you could argue that this does take notes from, like, horror properties.
Yeah, it's
in a way
very
it kind of
50s
presents
Atari movie
certain moments.
music. You could hear it in, like, the music when, like, Mitch is on his bike.
I mean, even the concept of, like, just, you know, okay, this almost feels like Goosebumps in a way. Like, this kid bullies this hamster, and then the hamster comes back to try and kill him. Like,
Right. And I like, the show has no sympathy for Mitch.
honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm getting, like, a Goosebumps vibe from this.
Right.
Like, it's like kids horror almost. Not quite. I would not classify this as horror, but, like, it's like it takes cues from horror.
And you know what? Now that I think about it,
Because, I mean, like, there's the shot where, like, the toilet just starts glowing green,
Yes.
and then there's that light beam that emits out of it, and everyone's like, what is happening? And then, like, the radioactive toilet water spews up.
yes, yeah.
Like, there's definitely hints of it here, but I wouldn't necessarily call it outright horror.
Well, it has elements, which I mean a lot of the episodes of the show do.
Yeah. I mean, there's other episodes, like Abracadabra, for example.
And I have to say,
Which is, like, an obvious one.
when Mitch is, like, flushing the hamster and, like, making that evil face, like, the best drawing of Mitch ever. Perfect evil, like one of the evilest villains in the show.
Yep.
And yeah, I just, like, the show is just not on Mitch's side at all. Like, Blossom's just like, we shouldn't help him, but we will anyway.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because he is completely
He deserves no
wrong.
sympathy, yeah.
Nope, he deserves what he's getting.
Which is, like, that's why That's one of my mixed things about this episode because I really do like that sequence, the sequence we're talking about, and like the last joke of the episode. Like I think that's all very fun, but it wouldn't happen unless Twiggy was tortured. So,
Yeah, I mean the episode definitely has the right conclusion, which is don't abuse animals or they'll turn into monsters and try to kill you.
Try to kill you, yeah, and you deserve to get killed because you abuse them.
Yeah, amen, brother.
Yeah, I do. I love.
Abuse animals,
I love the girls trolling him, and the Buttercups calling him a punk.
Honestly,
like,
I think it would have been funny if they kept doing it. They like pull him up, and then they're like, "Wait, actually, let's change your mind." And then they send him back down, and then he nearly gets bit, and then they pull him back.
I could go like fully Cartoon Network on it and just like loop the same scene like for a minute.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Which thankfully there's not a lot of that. There's not a lot of that in the show because they did a lot of that with Dexter at a certain point. But yeah, I do like the end where like Miss King apologizes to the girls, but like, what does that do?
It means nothing. She's just gonna be awful in the next.
She's gonna do it again, yeah.
Anyways.
I like so like Twiggy's chasing Mitch in a giant hamster wheel, and the narrator says that Twiggy's a biggie. Very fun. I like that, and I of course always loved the Pokey Oaks theme, which I'm not even sure.
Oh yeah, I mean that's classic.
How do you even describe what that is? Like, I guess what is it? It's like house music a little bit.
It's like funky. It's like a funky, poppy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so hard to describe, but I love it. Whatever it is, I love it.
I don't know what I would classify it as. Yeah, it's very different. I don't know how I would.
It's extremely quirky. It's so quirky, yeah. But I always love hearing it. But yeah,
you think there's any interesting info on the Powerpuff Wiki? Should we rock the Powerpuff Wiki and see what the wiki has to say about this episode, RJ? I don't know why we haven't made that, or we should make that a segment. Like, what does the wiki say about this episode?
Dude, let's do that right now.
The Powerpuff Wiki is some interesting stuff.
Well, here's what Puff has to say about it.
Let's see.
Twiggy is named for the tall, thin British model of the 1960s. I don't know if that's true. The transformation by radioactive gloop is based on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Maybe. Title references the Will Smith song Getting Jiggy with It. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, I guess if you're of a certain age, you don't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know as a kid.
But how could they not? They had to name the episode that after. Like, you could say that's a dated reference at this point. Like, it kind of is a dated reference by... Well, is it?
I mean, he lost relevancy a couple years ago when he slapped... what's his name?
Oh, that's another conversation.
Was it Chris Rock?
Yeah, it was Chris Rock.
Chris Rock,
Everybody hates Chris, yes.
Yeah. Greatest night in the history of television. Literally watched a whole man end his career just in one moment.
Oh, he'll be okay. Oh, 1997?
I mean, he's like a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, and he has an entire family of, rich kids. Getting Jiggy with It was 1997, so, I guess, maybe if I was an adult and I saw this on the air, I might have closed my eyes at the reference, but... Okay, so here, if we're looking at the wiki, are we looking at Twiggy's page or the episode's page?
I'm looking at the episode's page.
Okay.
Apparently, when Mitch tries to flee from Twiggy, who has been mutated, a crash sound effect from the Thomas the Tank Engine was heard when Twiggy destroyed a house.
Okay, I doubt it, but okay. This episode premiered...
ranked this as the number 4 darkest episode of the Powerpuff Girls series.
Who? Oh, yes, that's right. That's the female version of Watch Mojo. This is the second time Miss Keene didn't take the girl's judgment. Is that the second time? I don't think that's the second time.
It's more than the second. I'll also say, so I'm reading the goof, so the last thing has actually always bothered me too, and I forgot about it until just now. Mitch says he never had any pets, but there's clearly a snake in his room. I've also was like, what the heck?
Oh!
Like, I also had that issue when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, even as a kid, I picked up on that, and I was like, wait, time out. You liar. You liar.
I mean, I'm sure this is probably just a miscommunication between departments, but it's why it happened. But, yeah, you're right. That is kind of glaring.
A little bit. But yeah. Okay, the wiki was not as fun or exciting as I really was hoping it would be.
You mentioned Speed Buggy, Twiggy transforming into a monster similar to PP from Invader Zim.
Did Invader Zim come second though? I'm pretty sure the Invader Zim episode would have.
No, it did come after this. PP doesn't predate Twiggy.
Yeah, exactly. So this was the original.
That was Twiggy was the original PP.
Yeah. You know it, baby.
What about Twiggy's own page?
What? Who?
Frank Welker voiced Twiggy? Oh, interesting.
That's not surprising.
Oh, he's probably the monster voice. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a ton of sense.
That also makes sense. That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I concur.
Not very interesting. Next episode.
Yeah, I'm out of things to say. I just don't really care for it. Don't love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an episode. All right, let's move on to the better of the two. Spoiler alert, I guess. We both like this episode way more. The next episode is Cop Out.
Yes.
The B half of this episode pairing. So basically, in this episode, we have a lazy cop by the name of Brakowski, who ends up getting fired because he keeps slacking off on the job. And basically just having the Powerpuff Girls handle everything. So he's fired by the commissioner or whatever, and then he basically blames the Powerpuff Girls for him losing his job. So he decides to put a plan into action by trapping the Powerpuff Girls in a warehouse where he dips them in acid to try and kill them. And then he gets arrested.
Right.
And then he's not a good cop gone bad, he's a bad cop gone worse. Quote Blossom 1999, or was this 2000? No, this was Quote Blossom 2000. I think this season 3 would have been 2000. Yeah. Yeah, that's the episode.
You know, when Blossom said he's a bad cop gone worse, I always thought the narrator is like laughing always seemed kind of sarcastic. Didn't it?
I'd have to listen to it.
Yeah, because it always seemed a little obnoxious, like, oh, bad cop gone worse. Oh, that's a good one, Blossom. It's like, all right, relax, jerk. He's like, you're so funny, Blossom.
I don't know. I don't think that was sarcastic laugh. I think that was just
maybe he's just a dork, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was, to be honest.
Oh, Blossom, your jokes are so funny. We love them.
He doesn't say that, though.
I know he doesn't say that. That's what it feels like he said.
Yeah, RJ. Oh, boy. Well, no, but what he does say is that, sorry, Brakowski, there's no donuts in jail.
It's true. That'll make him sad.
Big sad. Dummy sad, even.
I mean, well, let's just get this out of the way. I really like this one, and I think it's maybe like the most underrated episode of the series.
I also really like this episode. I think it's great.
Because which was more underrated?
Because the whole series.
Most of the really good ones are like rated appropriately, I would say. And some of them, so there's other ones where I was like, where people didn't like them. And I was like, okay, I understand why people don't like this one. But this one, I think it's pretty underrated. It's very solid and funny and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Neat little story.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think it's a good episode. I also agree. I like it. It's cool that we get to see an episode focused on, essentially a part of the police force in Townsville for the first time. Because, like, the police have always been there, and they're, like, side characters that show up when the girls save the day. But, like, to actually get a story centered around a police officer, even if he's, ultimately a bad guy.
And I mean, it's
still something I can appreciate.
It's a glaring issue in any superhero series. It's like, like, they do all the work, so how do the cops feel? And in this show, like,
and to get that perspective is really cool.
The good cops in this show, like, they like the Powerpuff Girls and feel that they help them. And Brakowski, who is lazy and doesn't do work anyway, hates them.
Yep.
And it's fun. I thought he was voiced by Tom Kenny at first, but it's all Jeff Bennett. Jeff Bennett, like, if you want to see why he's a top-notch voice actor, like, pretty much the entire police force is him. At least the main ones, like, the chief is him, Brakowski is him, Perez is him. I think he's just like doing references from pop shows, like, probably not casting they do now, but like he it's not offensive. They're actually just like really good voices where I was really shocked it was him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like very, very talented.
Extremely.
Tom Kenny, Mark Hamill was in this apparently. I guess that villain who like
Who was he in this episode?
Hey, he's a criminal, so I assume that's the criminal like at the robbery scene who just makes a couple of like hurt, like just gets hurt.
Oh, okay.
They're very amusing sounds.
Okay. Thanks, Mark. We appreciate you for coming in
for that
to make some grunt noises.
He's like, what? Someone gave me today. Last time I was a cat. They're just like, all right, you can make a few, get beat up and just make a few noises. It's like, all right. And he's cop number one. Who's cop number one? I have no idea.
I don't know who cop number one is.
Maybe he's the guy who said, maybe the battery's dead. Maybe it's that guy.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, but like, I really do like this. They really try to make like a police drama in an episode of Powerpuff Girls. I think this is a lot more fun more fun than some of the other one-off villain episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, of course, I really like I liked the episode with the Ministry of Pain. But this one might be even better than that. And even like
I would say this one's better.
Yeah. They even they really did study some of like some of those cop shows for this. I don't know, something about like the storyboarding in that robbery scene is just really good.
Well, the robbery scene, even the scene when they're at the station, like I always think about that shot where the chief opens the blinds.
Yes, yeah, I love it.
I always think about that. Like that's a very tropey like crime sort of
very
shot
studied,
that
yeah.
you would see in a bunch of
and
shows.
Yeah, like we had to mention that, like one of the funniest like scenes ever.
Oh yeah. No, I was saying earlier, like this episode has one of the best gags in the entire show, where he hands over his badge, hands over his glasses, he goes to hand in his gun, he's like, no, you can keep that one. It's a little souvenir
for you, yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. I love that guy.
Yeah, and it's like that don't, yeah, that's the first gag, right? So that donut's looking good though. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yep. Oh yeah.
So it's such an idiotic sequence. I love it.
It is. It really is, but it's great. Also, on the subject of the weapon, so season 3 is like where you start to see the less realistic looking weapons and stuff. Like all the guns are specifically red now.
Yeah,
and this won't be the only episode where we see this. Like it shows up at Film Flams, like another example that just came to my head. But like the guns, they're still functioning guns.
They still fire them,
but they're red. They're just red, all completely red, because I guess they look like plastic toy guns now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know, there's an AV Club interview with Craig around this time where like he I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like literally from 2000. It's just like Cartoon Network's been really good about understanding that it's a superhero show. It's like, yeah, we have guns, but we just can't fire them. And it's like, but actually they do fire them several times. They just have to make them red.
Numerous times.
Yeah, they just have to make them red, which I think the show staff is probably aware that that's a little silly, but like I think it's just a standards and practice thing. It's like, it's like, okay, what if we make the gun red? And they're just like approved for production.
Yeah, I mean, there's way stricter guidelines from the 90s on weapons and cartoons and stuff. I mean, Spider-Man is the 90s Spider-Man cartoon's an easy one where the network was super restrictive on censorship and stuff like that like they couldn't do so many things.
Exactly, because
like I think one of the things that Spider-Man could never do is like the show could never have broken glass. If I'm not mistaken. Like they could not put broken glass in the show. Glass was never allowed to be broken.
Broken glass is awesome though.
Like there were stupid restrictions in that Spider-Man cartoon, but it's the one that my brain, because I remember reading about it. Like that's the one my brain always goes to when I think of 90s cartoon censorship. And even then, admittedly, it's only gotten worse. But
yeah, but that's the thing, because we always talk about like how much they could get away with the 90s, and it's like yeah, the 90s you could get away with a lot, but like specific shows could get away with more than others, and like Powerpuff Girls got away with more than a lot of shows at that time. Because like this, they wouldn't let this stuff
even
in.
At the time, it was getting away with stuff.
They wouldn't let this in like a Klasky Chuspo show at the same time, right? Like they wouldn't.
No.
They get away with more. Some of them.
Like, Nickelodeon, I don't think would have allowed this.
Yeah, exactly. It's this show in particular, that they let stuff slip in, and like so they're still having guns and firing them. They just had to make them red. I don't know. Pretty good compromise, even if it's a little silly.
And they might have been able to get away with it because it was like passed off as a quote unquote girls show, because like it was the main character were girls and like whatever. So maybe there was more leeway with that because they're like, oh, they're not actually gonna like, people wouldn't expect it, or like, they'd be like.
But that's literally why Powerpuff Girls is entertaining.
Basically write the show off or whatever.
Because like that's every time like Powerpuff Girls.
It's part of the formula.
Because like that's why Powerpuff Girls is so interesting. Every time people see a clip of it online and it's like Bubbles like like going hardcore or something, it's just like, wow, like these are cute little girls, but they're fighting things and there's violence, and it's like, yes, that's the concept of the show. So, it's like the wheels are just turning in people's heads.
That's
whenever
the
they see a clip
concept.
of the show.
Welcome.
Like, it's literally just the concept of the show that they're
It's
just
like,
like,
yes, that's how
they're
it's
so
always
shocked
been.
about it.
It's been this way for 27 years and counting. Thank you for finally
They really
having
could have
your
just played the
epiphany.
theme
You're
song
late to the
too.
party.
They could have just played the theme song, but it's like, wow, that's what an entertaining thing to watch. It's like, yes, that's why the show is good. Like, that is literally the whole comedic premise of that the show hinges on.
And they say it just like that.
Yeah. Like, gosh. But I mean, good to see people enjoy it and laughing at the clips. But yeah, I don't know. There's something I do like that. Like, Bukowski's kind of like lives like a dirtbag lifestyle. Like, apartment is just kind of like barren and disgusting. He still has tags on everything. I really like, and there's also a scene of him throwing his giant TV screen out the window. It's very fun. And there's a new reporter in here that's not our usual guy. How do you feel about that, Mr. Shadow Streak?
I don't know who she is. Also, I love how massive Bukowski's TV is.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why is his TV so massive?
Like, it's massive. Actually, this reminds me of the TV that, like, my dad had growing up as a kid. It was a big box. It wasn't quite that big, but it was a big box. It was a pretty big, just 4'3" wooden box. And it was a nice TV at the time. It served its purpose well. It got replaced in basically my dad had it since I was born in the 90s all the way up to like 2009. And then it got replaced.
Right.
So yeah, now I'm getting kind of nostalgic for that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's big just for the main reason of
everything is tagged with like exhibit tags.
Yeah.
Like Exhibit A, Exhibit F, like everything here is like stuff that he stole from crime scenes or something.
I didn't put that together. Yeah, you're right. So he's just really corrupt. Yeah. I mean, this TV is huge probably just because of like storyboarding and composition reasons, but like it's so unhinged, and I love to he just throws the TV out of the window. It's just like the shot of the happy Powerpuff Girls falling to their doom.
Yep.
The TV, I love it. Very cinematic shot too.
That is a nice juxtaposition. You're right.
Yeah. And like, yeah, thinking of like logic of the big TV, what about that? We never talked about that donut shop. Is this based on a real place, you think?
Well, there's multiple donut stores in this show, or in this episode.
I'm talking specifically about Donut King. Is there like a place on LA they're referencing or something? Or
don't you mean Donut Thing?
No, not Donut Thing. It's a Donut King. I think that this show does keep its stores consistent.
Because it's
this store does keep its chains consistent, doesn't it?
Does.
Mouse will always be around. I also have to say one more thing that we never touched on in like the and like the scene where he's getting fired. He just walks in, "Hey man." He's like, him saying "Hey man" just makes me laugh. I don't know why. So eager and full of himself. There's another thing I like where he goes into the mayor's office, who's playing golf again and on his table once again. And he's just talking to the mayor, and like the mayor just like stares at him for a second. The Powerpuff Girls? Something about that pause is just really funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just such an unlikable jerk, and it's a lot of fun.
He really is, and he lives up to that like bad cop kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's for sure. He has the nerve to be jealous of the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And like honestly, the way his brain works, he just blames the girls for as the reason that they were fired.
Yeah, instead of taking accountability, he pins the blame on someone else because he can't, accept that he's just incompetent.
Right. And yeah, so like the girls aren't in this one as much because it's a police procedure role, which I kind of welcome. But also might be the reason why this episode is so underrated. Probably just because the girls just aren't in it that much.
Probably.
Yeah. But I love that scene of them like looking in the warehouse, and they're just like, they're saying, "Isn't that from our birthday party adventure?" And then they think it's Rainbow the Clown.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Well, I love that like his whole plan is he's gonna drop them into a giant vat of acid.
Right, so simple, but like I
like first of all, how are those chains holding the girls?
Right. Well, he's confiscated them from Mojo Jojo.
Oh, they're Mojo Jojo's chains.
He mentioned it, yeah. Not that all of Mojo's stuff
because the girls have never broken Mojo Jojo stuff before.
Yes, but they get them for a little while until they figured it out. I believe that. I bought it. That's like, at least I'm glad they put that in rather than just saying he just randomly knew how to make a destruction machine.
I guess. I mean, I don't buy the chains holding them, but I do like that the girls get dipped in the acid because Perez can't figure out how the remote thing works.
And I like Blossom like trying to be like preachy and like, she's just like, cops are an integral part. She's like, silence.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But it's really funny that the battery and they just get buried in the vat of acid.
Yeah, and then they just come right out and they're nearly unscathed.
Yeah. So like if they were like they're just like bothered by it essentially. Like I like the drawing of them being like beat up and like lifted down.
Yeah.
Let's look what he says. Like, what do you know?
It's just funny because it's just funny because like Burkowski never would have gotten away with it. Like the girls would have just been able to beat him up after that, anyways.
Yeah, right. Like them. There's also like a face with like there's an expression on Blossom where she says "turn it off." That's like really fun. Like the scream is really brutal too.
Good performance. Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the day save gag is a fun one too.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. And that's the story of a bad cop gone worse.
Oh, man.
You're so funny, Blossom. Get into comedy.
You're so funny, RJ.
Oh, sorry. I guess, yeah, it wasn't nice of me to do that to Blossom.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give the wiki a second chance. So I pulled it up again while you were talking about that. So one of the trivia notes is the following. Let this kind of just set the tone for what the Powerpuff Wiki is like. The chief taking away Mike's donut but allowing him to keep his gun is played for cartoonish humor. In real life, a discharged police officer would have to surrender the gun not only because it is police property, but also because it is illegal to possess a firearm without a legitimate license, as there is the potential to use the weapon in an unethical way.
Really? That's unethical?
How is this trivia? How is this trivia, though? How is the... What? What does that have to do with anything? First of all, yes, the first part is right. That's the joke. Thank you for explaining it.
Is that a cinema sin?
To the second half of that, secondly, they say it is illegal to possess a firearm without a legitimate license, and that's why the police officer has to hand over their gun. But like the police officer could still have a private license to wield a firearm. That's completely a separate issue. Like,
right, he got his gun from the police department taken away.
Yeah, but they're saying that part of the reason why it would happen is because it's illegal to possess a firearm without a legitimate license.
And also, who knows? Maybe the law could be different in Townsville. Townsville doesn't...
But the person could have a legitimate license just because they were fired as a police officer doesn't mean they don't have their license.
Right. But that's because
I'm arguing semantics that are presented by this trivia section on the wiki.
What happened?
I'm arguing the semantics against the semantics of this trivia section on the wiki.
You could do that all day.
I can, and I am.
Let's do that.
Get ready for the next 3 hours of this podcast episode.
Oh, yeah.
Picking apart every single trivia word on this page and ripping them all.
Well, they should have had trivia worthy of our time. How about that?
See, like, here's another one. Okay?
Okay.
Burkowski's belief that superheroes take away work from law enforcement officers is addressed several years later in the show Supergirl, where a cop was successful in catching a robber only for said superhero to just crash through the building and subdue the target.
Okay. Thank you.
What does that have to do with this episode?
It doesn't.
Exactly. Why is that in the trivia section?
In this trivia section, does it say it, like, borrowed a joke from, like, a show that came out after it? Because there's a lot of that on, on the Powerpuff Wiki. There's a ton of, this might be a reference to My Little Pony. It's like, well, no, it couldn't have been.
Yeah, just like the hamster episode we talked about from Invader Zim on the last one.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they only said it's similar.
Yeah, but still, like, it's kind of in the same vein. Which is like, okay, but like, what does that have to do with this episode?
Nothing.
Like, that's not trivia about this episode. That's just a connection you notice to another episode. That has nothing to do with what happens in this episode.
100%. You're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Great wiki.
Apparently, this episode premiered in Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom before the United States.
Oh, that's interesting.
See, that's trivia. That is trivia. That I want to know.
Oh. Australia got something before we did.
Right, exactly.
You don't see that every day.
Okay, so according to this, Everyone on the police force is a parody of a celebrity or historical figure, at least in voice. So here's the actual inspirations according to the Powerpuff Wiki.
Okay.
Mike Brakowski is a parody of both Jack Nicholson and Danny DeVito.
No.
Officer Perez is... Yeah, I don't know that I buy that. Officer Perez is a parody of Cheech Marin, and the Chief of Police is a parody of Roger Murtaugh from the Lethal Weapon movies. Assuming I pronounced that right. Played by Danny Glover.
Maybe the last one? The last one I
would
could see,
believe that.
but Perez actually, Perez, no, he's not. Come on. I doubt that's where they pulled it. Maybe, but like I doubt that's where you pulled that from. Highly doubt it.
You'd have to ask him. Why don't you call him on your phone, RJ, and ask him?
Hey, Jeff. And then he'll be like, he'll sound exactly like
just hit up
Dexter's
Jeff and
dad.
be like, hey, Jeff.
Well, RJ. Yeah, I doubt it. Not that he'd even remember this one. I mean, like, he never did these characters again. Kind of a masterclass in voice
I wonder how often these voice actors that do all these roles, if they're ever shown like an obscure voice that they did, do they remember?
I mean, I guess some of them do. Like, that's usually what they said. Like, they don't remember all the voices that people come up to them about. But, like, you know, sometimes their incidental roles are, like, the most interesting because, like, some of these, like, you had less time to prepare for these. They're not regular auditions. Sometimes they might have just gave it to you in the session and you just have to do these great performances. Like, you know, Jeff Bennett is obviously one of the best at that.
Yep, 100%.
Like, he could carry entire shows, and he kind of did. He carries this show to an extent, like, you know, with all the incidentals. Tom does too, and so does Jennifer Hale, but he does a lot of it, and same with Dexter. Because, like, the main three girls, like, they do some voices, like, you know, usually not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Kane does a lot too, I will say, yeah. His voices are great. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about this episode. Yeah, always underrated. I love coming back to this one. Very funny. So, you know, if you didn't care for this one, I would say give it a look, or if you haven't seen it since you were a kid. I'm thoroughly amazed by the entertainment value before me.
Yeah, I can pretty much say the same. It's a pretty enjoyable episode. I think it's funny. I think it's got a lot of humor, unlike the previous episode.
Yes.
And I think it gets slept on.
Yeah, and it had something that a character does makes them deserve their punishment. Which, I mean, I guess you could say that with Mitch, but not Twiggy. Poor Twiggy.
Right. Poor Twiggy.
Right. Good man. Right, so you want to do some questions?
All right, cool. Well, that's gonna do it for this week's episode. So we're gonna go ahead and move on into the Q&A section. So RJ, do you think we've gotten any Q&As on our Spotify account?
Nope.
You're correct. We have not gotten a single one. Do you think we've gotten any on YouTube?
Old ones?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
We haven't gotten any on YouTube either. So we're gonna go back to my community posts.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I made that because that is the only thing that's carrying this Q&A section.
It's been carrying it for sure.
Oh, man. Okay. So let's see. Let me pull it up and get this ready to go. Oh, I got to sort by recency. Okay. Newest first. Here we go. All right. This week, our questions come from Goku Black 9724. A regular viewer of my streams, I might add. By the way, in case you didn't know, I stream on YouTube almost weekly.
No, you don't.
You should check me out. Yes, I do. All right. 3 questions. Number 1. Who's your favorite Powerpuff Girl and why?
Ow.
It's Buttercup because she's cool.
We also had the other thing. Didn't you say she gets the short end of the stick and you relate to that?
Yeah, I sympathize with it. I feel bad for her.
Yeah. Poor
She
little
needs
girl.
more love.
Her name also begins with a B. Yeah.
Yep.
Girl. Her life could have been so much different if it wasn't for that line. My favorite girl, I don't really have a favorite anymore, which I know is boring, but I don't know. I used to go back and forth between Buttercup and Bubbles. I mean, I guess it used to be Bubbles because she was the funniest and her voice was fun, but like Buttercup's aggression and voice was very funny to me too. I actually kind of didn't like, I didn't really like Blossom when I first started watching as a kid. But, like, you know, she grew on me. I like Blossom now, and I would say I like them all equally now. Mm-hmm. Which, you know, extremely boring answer. Extremely boring. You know, I don't know, maybe the 3 of them are my favorite characters in the show, which is maybe an interesting answer, because I think most people would probably choose, like, a villain or something. I don't know, I really like what the 3 of them bring to the show. It being their show and all.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my answer.
Cool. All right. Second question. Who's your favorite secondary character in the Powerpuff Girls and why?
Maybe boring answer, but Professor Utonium for me. He has some of the best vocal performances,
Yeah.
and he brings a real sense of heart that, like, really not many of the other characters bring, even if they're funny. The mayor is funny,
it's
but
not
like
Miss Keen for me.
yeah, it's definitely not Miss Keen. The mayor has a comedy, but he doesn't have the heart, and like, I don't like the direction his character takes all the time. I like how the direction his character takes most of the time. It's just not all the time. Miss Bellum isn't in the show as much as Professor Utonium. So yeah, it's the Professor. He has some of the funniest moments in a lot of episodes.
I must profess, sir. Anyway. Yeah, good answer. Good answer.
What's your answer?
For me, I guess it would be him.
Oh, yeah.
I really like him. Him is cool. Him is fun.
Great character, yeah.
I just love him. Absolutely. Great villain. Yeah. I've already talked about why I like him, so I don't feel the need to repeat myself.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to choose one of the villains, but I really like the Professor.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
Miss Keen is my least favorite now because everything's been ruined.
I mean, before she did any crime, she was my least favorite just because she's not as interesting as the other characters, which is like fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I had to pick among all like the adults, like yeah, she's still my least favorite. Like I like the mayor, Ms. Bellum, and the professor way more.
And they're also just a little more interesting. Miss Keen is like, aside for the crimes she's commits, she's kind of like just a straight character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I just find Miss Bellum as a role model is much more compelling than Keen is.
I mean, she's funnier too.
But
funnier too.
Yeah, she's funnier. She's competent. Like she's super clever.
Competent, yeah.
Yeah, she's a great character. Love Ms. Bellum. And question number 3. What's your favorite episode of the Burnout seasons? Now, Goku included season 4, which I don't think should be included there. I genuinely think it should only be season 5.
I kind of understand where he's going.
Because
I'm gonna, for the sake of this question,
but like season 4 has so many good episodes. Yeah. There are more good episodes than bad episodes in season 4.
So I would say I'm for the sake of this question, I'm not going to include season 4 because that's a very different answer.
Neither am I.
Because that's almost not fair to like season 5 and 6 if I choose a season 4.
No, it's not. It's really not. I'm only going to do season 5 and 6 with this.
Wait, what was the question?
What's your
questionaire's name?
Goku Black.
Oh, okay.
They're a very regular viewer of my streams.
I was trying to think if I know them or not. I might know them under a different name. So if it is you, hello.
I don't know, but every time they pop in my stream, I say hi Goku, and then people laugh.
Hi Goku. Yeah, well, hi Goku.
Yeah, because I'm just casually like, hey, what's up, Goku?
Hi Goku if you're who I think you are. But, if you're not who I think you are, thank you for asking the question anyway. Mm-hmm. From the Burnout series. We have talked about this before, but I don't remember my answer.
How do you not remember your favorite episode of season 5 and 6?
I don't know. Maybe because it's not that great. I mean, I'd probably say...
I mean, admittedly, yes.
It's a toss-up between Live and Let Dynamo and Aspirations, I would suppose.
Those are fair answers. I really like Burglar Alarmed.
Right. Yes.
Lying Around the House also isn't bad. Or not Lying Around the House. Excuse me. Little Misinterprets. I like that episode too. What's he need 2 garbage cans for? We can all fit in one.
Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah. There's Monstrous City. I do enjoy that one, but I don't know if I should pick that as my favorite of those seasons. A documentary is interesting.
Really? You like that one?
But so yes, I would say let's go with Live and Let Dynamo.
Fair answer. Good answer. Yeah. Good answer.
But Aspirations is also a really good one.
Okay.
It almost feels like a season 4 one in quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's up there. It's like I'd put it like in maybe a Nano of the North kind of spot.
yeah, I guess. That only means something to us. I'd put it in the Nano of the North spot.
True.
Yeah, I understand completely.
True, but honestly, given we have like 2 listeners, they're probably both fans of this show, so like they probably.
What if they're not? They're just like, oh, okay. I guess I'll check those out.
Then why are you listening to this right now? Like, why?
They just like.
What are we offering you? I guess, like, I don't know.
Such a high quality podcast all around.
Oh, we're the highest of quality.
Highest caliber.
Indeedly doodly.
Okay.
But anyway, we're probably gonna call it here. So, we hope you guys enjoyed another exciting episode of the City of Soundsville podcast. I know that I had a good time recording this one, but next week or 2 weeks from now, we've got one of my favorite pairings of the whole season. 3 Girls and a Monster and Monkey See Doggy 2. Season 3, episode 6. I cannot wait to talk about these episodes. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we should record this one directly after the podcast we're recording now.
Don't say that, RJ. They're not supposed to know.
Yeah, I already told them.
But anyway,
so counterculture.
Well, now I'm just going to, maybe I'll edit you out and then they won't know what you said.
Man.
How's that make you feel?
Very sad.
Yeah, exactly. Good. It should. But anyway, that being said, we are going to see you guys in the next episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you guys then.
Bad cop gone word. Sorry, Officer Brakowski. No donuts in jail. So once again, the day is saved, thanks to the Powerpuff Girls and the fine, upstanding men and women of the Townsville Police Department.